Jai Shri Krishna everyone. Radhe Radhe, Sitaram, Hanuman, Sat Sri Akal, Walaikum Salam. May I audible, children? Yes, everything is okay. Quickly you will join. And today I will teach you Unit 1 functions. Unit 1 functions, Class 12, Computer Science, CBSE board exams. And this unit I will complete it in one shot. Means in one session I will complete it. Okay? And if you have any doubt, so then write in the comment section. It's going on live. So 1 minute I will wait and then afterwards I will start the session, right? I will try to come every week one complete unit. Come in the live session with one complete unit, okay? And every dates will come to the short video. That means for every unit in the one particular topic I will teach there. So sometimes the maximum it's 10 to 12 minutes and minimum 1 minute to 10 to 12 minutes, okay? So it depends on the video, so that is why depends on the topic, so that is why I will not come every day in the live session. Whenever and every week I will try to come in the every week to teach in the one unit, one full unit, okay? Okay, let's start the topic. See, functions. What is functions? Why we will use it? So functions to simplify the code. What they use? To simplify the code. Why we will use it? To avoid the repetitions. Suppose I want to do the same task in the 10 times. How many times? 10 times. So then if we will not use the function, so then that particular work I will be do it in the 10 times, means 10 lines I should write the programs, right? To avoid the repetitions we will use to the function, and it is the sub program. It is not a full program, it is a sub program, means part of the program. It acts on data and returns a value. Sometimes it returns a value, sometimes it's not return a value. Okay, so examples you will see that def whenever has written, so that is full form is defined. It is the user defined function. Def cube a, this a is called parameter, and I have taken as a function name cube. You can take any other name also. Whenever user defined functions we are using, so that times we can write any name. Any unique name you can give it to the function name. Now what is the work of cube? So cube, whenever we will has given. So cube means find out the cube of the any number. That means it is the arithmetic operation, right? So in the arithmetic operation cube, that means in the maths what we are doing, 5 power 3. That means what the answers will come, 125. 5 into 5 into 5. This means, right? Means any number 3 times whenever we will multiply, then we will get to the result. It is called the cube. Any numbers whenever we will multiply, how many times? 3 times. Okay. So in the cube, 5 power 3 we cannot write it. So that's why here in the exponential symbol is there in the Python, that one we will use it. So a exponential 3, so then it will return to the C whatever value will generate, and this C will return to the this value. Okay, and this one will call to the input method. So b equal to, even you can write in the same variable also, this a also we can write it here, a, then int input enter a number. Okay, so whenever you will enter our numbers, that means through the input method, then afterwards see the 5 and then print cube of b. This is the optional because it is the comment line. Okay, this is the comment line. So cube of b is the variable. Which variable? Input variable. Then cube of b, cube is what? It is the function. So this cube whenever is written, so it will call to the directly come to here, and from here it will fetching the data, and this C will be come to here and get it to the result, right? So cube of 5, b means this variable, input cube of 5 equal to 125. Clear? So what is the work of function? To avoid the repetitions and simplify the code. And which type of program it is? It is a sub program. Now types of function. What is types of function? Function has two types. One, standard library. Second, user defined functions. User defined functions example I have given. Okay, now I already taught that. Now standard library has two types. First one is built-in functions. Second one is functions defined in module. Okay, built-in function. Built-in function means already it is available in the Python. It is available. So no need to build it by the user, means by us. Just only we will use it. We will see the examples. Then functions defined in modules. In one particular module, some particular functions are there. So it is a group of functions. So functions defined in the module. In one particular module, many functions are there. So here we will see in that one. Now user defined function. So user defined function, it is defined by the programmer. Who will define? It is defined by the programmer. By the programmer means by the user. For which purpose? To achieve some task as per the programmer's requirement. Some task. Which type of task? Whatever in the user minds it is going on, that means its thoughts and something he or she wants to solve it. So that type of program users can define it here. Okay, to achieve the some task. So now we will see built-in function and functions defined in module. What is built-in function? So built-in functions means predefined functions. Predefined means it's already given by the programmer. Okay, in the developer, not programmer, in the developer. It's already available. So that's why it is called ready-made function. Which type of function is called ready-made function? Which one? Built-in function is called ready-made function. Ready-made function. Examples: input or output. Input or output. So that times what we are doing? For input we are writing input functions. For output we are writing print command. Okay, we will call to the print command to fetch the data. Data type conversions. Whenever you want to convert int to float. Okay, float to string, char, like this. So that times we will use to these data types conversion: bool, char, ord, int, float, string, tuple, list, dictionary, set. These are the data type conversion set. Now mathematical functions: ABS for absolute value, div mode, division and mode, max, mean, power and sum. Other functions: import command, len command, range and then type. All are the functions and these are the built-in functions. Okay, now come to the functions defined in module. I already told that in the one particular module many functions are available. Okay, so it is predefined functions in particular module. See, if in the math module, for example, in the math module, if we will get to the power, so in the random module also we cannot get that same function name, right? It is a grouping of functions in the one particular module. But whatever functions you will get to the any particular module, that functions you cannot get to the other modules. So every module has a different functions. Clear? Now, how you will use these functions? So first import the module name, then afterwards use the functions. For example, you want to see the list of the module of the Python. So that times you will write import sys, sys for system. Then next line sys.modules.keys, sys.modules.keys. Then you will get it list of modules, whatever in the Python modules list is is there, all the modules will display here. Okay, now come to the import math, random or statistics. If you want to see the any modules, particular modules list of functions, so that times first that particular module you import it, then afterward write a dir. Dir full form is directory of math. Whenever you will write it, so list of math modules functions you will get it. Same dir random, so random modules functions you will get it. Dir statistics, so then statistics modules functions you will get it. List of these modules. Before you want to use it with these functions, you can check the functions list of particular module. So now you understand? Tell me student. So user defined functions, what is that? It is defined by the programmer or user. For which purpose? To achieve some particular task. Functions defined in modules, so it is predefined functions, but every particular module has a different functions and it is the group of functions. Built-in function, it is ready-made functions. It is already available in the Python library. Just only we will use it. Clear? Now come to the how to create user-defined functions. See, we will create only to the user-defined functions because built-in functions and functions defined in module, that one we cannot create it. It is already available. It is predefined functions. Which one? Built-in function and then functions defined in module. Functions defined in module, right? So these two functions, it is the predefined functions. We cannot create it. So which functions we can create it? Only user defined function. So how you will create user defined functions? First begins with the def. Def full form is define. Okay, then afterwards it is function header, ends with colon. Function header, we will give to the functions header name. Okay, just like any documents, yeah, any books, whenever you will read, that times can you see that chapter name is given, that is for heading. right? So here also we'll provide the header. What will provide? Header. So header and ends with the colon. So in this header we can call to the parameter also. So see the syntax: def function name, then parameters, then afterwards colon. Now parameters enclosed in parenthesis of a function header. Yes, you can close it in the parenthesis. Which one? These parameters. Okay, whatever variables we will use. Then body of function. Body of function, it's come to the block of statements. You remember that this colon, whenever we will put it, that means indentations will start. That means block of that particular functions it will start. So it is this set of instruction to be executed. Set of instructions, that means body of the functions. Here execution command is there. So these are the set of instruction for execution. So that is why statement, it depends on the functions, which type of task we are as a user will use it. So it depends on the user only and which type of task he or she wants to do it. So that is why statement, body of the functions statement is not fixed. Not fixed. Which one? Body of functions. So that is a statement 1 to statement n. Maybe sometimes in the one statement, maybe sometimes it is 2 statements also, maybe it's a 5 sentence also, right? So this is the depends on the that particular functions execution part, right? Then afterwards indentation, blank space in the beginning of a statement within a block. Yes, whenever this colon will start, so then block will be start, means space will take from the beginning. Now what is the functions rules? May or may not have parameters, right? Sometimes we can use it parameters, sometimes we cannot. Okay, so that is why may not have a parameter, that means it is the optional. What is that? This parameters. Now may or may not return a value, just like here, return the value. Otherwise print command, whenever we will call to the print command, so then it will not return the value, right? It will not return the value. We will see the examples. Through the examples we will see. Now function name should be unique. Yes, and the user defined functions we will write to the functions name, means function header should be unique. Why? You cannot use it to the keywords. Okay, keywords of which one? Pythons. Keywords of Python we cannot take it. So that is why function name should be unique. Now rules for naming identifier. Rules for naming identifiers also apply for functions naming. Rules for naming identifier, you know that identifier rules is there. That means we cannot start from 1 b equal to like this, we cannot write it. Okay, so rules for the naming identifier, this one you should also follow whenever you are writing to the in the functions name and parameters and arguments that times. Now items enclosed in a square bracket are optional. Square bracket, so these ones will write just like a comment sections. Look it here. So that is for optional. Examples, you will see to the examples. Define cube. A is the parameter. Here I am passing to the parameters. Now then afterwards this one has written. If you will write any comment sections in the square bracket in the functions, so this is the optional. Items enclosed means you can write any comment sections here, just like a comments lines in the Python. What we are using? Hashtag, right? For multiple lines what we are using? Triple quotes to write the comment section, right? Now C equal to A into A exponential 3. This is the body of this statement. Then return C. Here we are returning the value. Now this value what we'll do, then afterwards will, because body of the functions will complete, then we will come back to the main program. This is called main program from here. Okay, whatever starting lines we are taking, this is called main program. And functions program is called which one? This is called sub-program. We have seen to the functions definitions, right? So this is sub-program, this is main program. So in the main programs, what we'll write? First to the input, how many parameters I passed here? 1. So one argument is required, this is B. Even you can write in the same variables also. So enter a number, then now A equal to cube B. I have taken these functions I call and I store to the another variables. If you don't want to do like this, you can call to the directly to the print command also function calling, right? So A equal to cube B, and then this A I call to the print command. So cube of B is this. So look at here, enter a number 5, cube of 5 is 125, because in the print command I call like this, cube of B is, B means what? Variable. Okay, so in this variable whatever I will pass, so enter a number, what I pass? 5. So cube of 5 is A, means A means what? It will come to the here this one, cube of B, I say this function. So this function cube of B, whenever I call, it will come to the here and then solve it and return C. So how much answers will come? 125, because B's value is 5. So then here we are passing to the 5. So C equal to 5 power 3. So return to the C. In the C, what are the values there? 125. This 125 will save to the where? In the A variable, right? And this A will come to the here. So cube is what? Name of the function. A is the parameter and return C is statement to return computed result. This is the value to return to the statement to computed result, means generate the result, right? So like this you can create the user defined function. So what is the most important part? First, begin with the def, then function header. Function header means begin with the def, then afterwards function header name, then parameters depends on the user, if you want to pass, otherwise no pass, then afterwards you can put it the colon, ends with the colon, then automatically functions block will start. Here body of the functions you should write, then may or may not return the, what is that? Return the value. Okay, if you want to return the value, so then you will return command you will call it, otherwise you can call to the print command also if you don't want to return the value. Then afterwards we'll call to the function's name in this main program. If you have any doubt, students, so then you can ask here. Till here any doubt? Now, next point, that is arguments and parameters. Here we will see arguments and parameters. What is argument and what is parameters, right? Now tell me that, what is argument? Argument, whenever in the function call statements we are passing the value, or values, it depends on the how many variables user has used in the that particular function. Okay, value or values passed to the function during a function call statement. Whenever you are calling to the function, that times, just like here see this example xy, this is called arguments. Okay, so here how many values you are passing? 2. So that is like 2 values are passing. Where? In the function call statement. This is called function call. Okay, and whenever we will define the function, it is called function header. You know that in the function header, if you will pass to the any variable, this is called parameters. What is called? Parameters. See the difference. In the function call, we will, in the function call, we will use to the, we are passing the variable, this is called argument. Okay, whenever in the function header we will call to the any variable, this is called parameter. So that is why value received in the function header. Why? Because whatever you will put it here, whenever, because systems will not check from this def has written, okay, this is user defined, then it will come to the here. So that is why whenever you will run the program, first system will have the enter first number, then enter second number, then afterwards whenever this function system will check it, and then automatically it will come to the here. Okay, some function. So functions from here it will go. So that is why whatever value will passing here in the functions call, it will be received by the function header. What is that? It will receive it. So parameters, it will, in the parameters it will receive in the function header, and argument it will pass in the function calling, right? So arguments is also called actual parameters or actual arguments, because here we are passing to the actual value. So that is why it is called actual parameters or actual arguments also. And parameters is also called formal parameters, means just like a formality, right? And formal arguments. See, sometimes it has given arguments, sometimes it has given parameters, but do not be confused. Whenever formal argument has asking, so obviously it will for parameters only, right? Parameters only. Formal has written, so that's why it is for parameters only. And whenever actual has written, if actual argument or parameters has written, so that times you will understand that they will ask for argument only, right? So now look into this example. Define def sum a comma b, two parameters we received from the function call, and sum equal to s equal to a plus b. Now here not returning any value, directly we call to the print command. Okay, print sum of two numbers equal to s, sum of two numbers equal to s. So here whatever value will passed we receive, then we will add it, and this value after addition it will save to the where in the s. So this variable when we will call will get to the answer. X equal to int input, enter first number, then y equal to it input, enter second number. Then sum of x, y, because sum is the function name and x, y both are the arguments. Okay, so these arguments is called what? Actual arguments or actual parameters. So first number, enter first number, suppose 5, enter second number, this is 7. So 5 plus 7, whenever, because sum x, y has written, so in the x what we will pass? 5, and y which value we will pass? That is 7. So this sum function, so x it will come to the as a, so a value is 5, b value is 7. So 5 plus 7 it will come to the 12, where in the s variable, s equal to 12. So sum of two numbers equal to 12. One, default parameter. Second, positional or required parameter. Third is keyword or named parameter. One by one we will see. Default parameter. Default parameter means, if you will not understand anything, no problem. Look into this picture. Okay, parameter. Tick means we are passing the parameters. Argument we are not passing. Okay, argument we are not passing, means we are not giving to the arguments, but parameters here what we are doing, that as a parameters we are passing the values, but in the arguments that means here receiving the values. In the parameters what we are doing, that in the parameters we are receiving the values. Who? Function header will receive the values, and here passing. So argument we will not pass, but parameter is there. Okay, so function call accept by default parameter. In this time we are not passing any argument value. So that times how functions can receive the value? Okay, by the default parameter. See, having default value in the function header. That much only you just remember. Now def sum a equal to 7, b equal to 5. This is the default parameter. This is the default parameter, and then sum s equal to a plus b, then afterwards print command to fetching the data. Then xy we are giving to the input, but we are not passing the argument here. Okay, in the functions call we are not passing any argument. Understood? If you will pass, then what happen? It will not accept by the default parameter, then value it will be changed. Clear? Just like in the records, you will try to understand that in the records sometimes suppose in the any one cell it is nil. Okay, so we are putting in the sum default value. Clear? Some default value. So same things here also we are passing some default parameters. So in the default parameter, what you need to remember? Argument not passing, but parameter is there, default parameter. So here see, we put the input as integer number 3, integer number 5, means first number is 3, second number is 5, but then also answer is coming 12. Why? Because we did not pass the any argument. So default value is 7 plus 5, so that's why answers will come 12. Now come to the positional argument. In the positional argument passing, parameter receiving, both argument also passing and parameter also receiving, but positional through the name you can understand. Position means position cannot change. Variables follow the same order. Okay, match the number of variables. Suppose in the parameters it is the 2, just like here 2 variable is given in the parameters, but whenever I am passing the variables in the arguments, suppose if I have given here 3, so whenever mismatch will come, then output will not generate. Okay, so that is will match the number of variables. That means if calling also 2, then passing variable is also 2. So matching the variable. Now variable follow the same order, just like xy. X input first number, y input second number, but here I have written first sub, means function name y. That means this one will come to the first a, not for x. That means you will understand here a, b. Okay, so now xy value, first which value I am entering? X, then afterwards y. But xy, now what in the functions call I have done? Yx. So y means here it will come y and here it will come x, right? So x value is what? 4. Look at here. And y value is 2. Y value is 2. So this value will come where? Here. So a equal to, what is the value now? 2. And b value is, what is that? This is 4. Okay, so now a minus b, 2 minus 4, whenever you will do it, what is the output will come? Minus 2. Clear? So that is why your answer has came subtraction of two numbers is minus 2. Clear? So variables follow the same order. Whatever variables you have written here, if you change that position, then also it will take, first means it will take to the first parameter, and second means it will take to the second parameter, right? So that is why position cannot be changed and match the number of values. Here both we are passing, which one? Arguments and parameters. But default parameters, what we are doing that? Parameters we are passing, but argument we are not passing, right? Now come to the keyword parameters. Keyword means name. Okay, name are same, variable name are same. Here we cannot change the name of the variable. That is why keyword parameters. Here also passing the means receiving the parameters, and argument is also passing it. Okay, both are needed. Position of variables can change. We can change the position, but variable name are same. Just like define sub a comma b. Okay, so s equal to a minus b. A minus b means subtraction. In this function, what we are doing, that subtraction. So subtraction of two numbers is s. Now we will say, enter first number. What is the first number? 67. Enter second number. What is the number? 45. Now 67 minus 45, you will do it. Okay, a minus b is now a minus b. So 67 minus 45, if you will do, then what are the answers will get it? 7 minus 5, 2. 6 minus 4, this is 2. But what we have written? B minus a. Okay, b minus a. No, what we have passed here? B first and then a. Here that means what? We can change the position of the variables, but this will not take it just like a positional parameter. In the positional parameter, what happened? In this variable, it will give to the first, means first function call argument, it will go to the first parameter, then second for second. But here positions we can change it because of the same variables we are using, right? So that is why if we will interchange the position of that variable, then also it will not hamper the result, it will come to the directly, right? So now b value is, what is that? B value is 45, a value is 67. Now a minus b, then 22, but here it's changed the value. Okay, b minus a. So b minus a, what the value will come? Minus 22, right? Here it's changed the it's taking to the same, just like a positional argument. B is taking for a, and then a is taking for in the b. So that's why a minus b, whenever we are doing that, so b's value is 45. 45 minus 67, whenever you will do it, so then answers will come minus 22, right? So what we have seen now, three types of parameters. Which one? Default, then positional, and then keyword. Okay, so default parameter, I will write here P and then A. Okay, argument not passing, parameter receiving. Now positional, argument passing, parameter is also passing, but same variables, means a number of variables is same, and position of the variables cannot change it, right? Now keyword passing the arguments, passing the receiving the variables, receiving the parameters. Variables means receiving the parameters, but positions we can change it, and but variable's name we cannot change it. Here variable's name is same. Where? In the keyword variable is same, positional, variable, no same, default also, variable, no. Now function returning value. How return the value? Okay, so function may or may not return any value. Yes, sometimes it returns the value, sometimes it is not. The return statements returns the value from the functions. Yes, whenever we'll call to the function statements, that times it will return to the values. Return to the values from where? From the function. So two types of functions in Python. How many types of? Two types. Void function, non-void function. Void function is called non-fruitful function. Non-fruitful function. What is that? Void function means functions not returning any value. Remember that. Void function means function not returning any value. Internally returns legal empty value none, but none value can return it. Okay? Not returning any value means here print command we will call. Okay? And can pass the value which one? None. So that is why it is called non-fruitful function. Now non-void function. Non-void function, functions returning some value. A return to the some value means return some value, return value. Which one? Non-void function. Non-void functions. And it is a non-empty value. Non-empty value means definitely you generate some values, right? So that is why it is called fruitful function. It is called fruitful functions. So whenever we'll combine these two, is two combination of these two, it's possible of four combinations of functions. Four combinations of functions in the Python. Which one? Functions with no argument and no return value. No argument, no return. No return value, this is called void functions, right? So that is why it is called void functions without any argument. No argument means what? Without any argument. Okay. So void functions without any argument. Otherwise functions with no argument, no return value, both are same. Now functions with no argument with return value. With return value means non-void functions. It is the fruitful functions. So with return value, so non-void functions without any argument. Okay, no argument means without any argument. Now third combination, functions with argument and no return value. No return value, again void functions, but with argument. No return value is called which one? Void functions. Void functions with some argument. Now next, function with argument and with returned value. So with return value, it is called non-void function. So with return value, so non-void functions with some arguments. One by one we will see through the examples. Now see, functions with no argument and no return value. No return value, that is what? Void function, right? So void functions without any argument. Void functions without any argument. Any argument, without any argument means what? No argument. Yes, we are not passing any argument, not receiving any arguments, and not returning any value. This much you remember here. Okay. So no argument, no parameter, no return value. Where? Functions with no argument and no return value. Okay. How you will use it? Like this function, define square equal to int input into, that means we are taking the numbers inside of the function solving, and we solve also here, and we can call the print command also here only. Means everything we are doing internally only. Okay, internally only. So whenever we'll call to the functions, so then it will come to the here. So here, can you pass any parameter, any argument? No. So no argument, no parameter receiving, but inside it is doing everything, right? So this type of function is called function with no argument and no return value. Here not returning any value. Next, function with no argument and with return value. With return value means non-void function. Okay, non-void function without any argument means no argument, right? So no argument no parameter, but return the value. No argument, no parameter. No argument passing, no parameter receiving, but return the value. So see, here we will define the functions, take the input, solve that task, and then return the value. And when we'll return it, so then we will call here. Okay, it will fetching the data. And so look at here, this function is called no argument, means not passing any argument. Now no parameter, not receiving any parameters, but return the value. So whenever you will call to the return functions, it will return to the some value and send to the functions, right? So enter a number 5, square is what's come 25. Next, functions with argument and no return value. No return value, that is the void function with some argument. Okay, so some argument means we are passing the arguments. When we are passing the arguments, so then passing the parameter, receiving the parameters also, but no return value. We are not returning any value, right? So like this function, how we can solve? Look at here. First come to the here, taking the input, then this one will pass in the arguments. Now we will fetch that one, means pass receiving the arguments as a parameters. We solve the particular task and then but no returning value because we call to the print command here. Okay, so then it will not return any value. Last, functions with argument and with return value. With return value means what? Non-void function. Okay, with some arguments means we are passing the argument. Okay, passing the arguments, receiving the parameters and return the value also. Through this diagram, you can easily understand that, right? So first, passing the arguments through this input command, enter a number, what we input 3. Now passing this argument to the function 3. So then now come to the receiving this parameter, which one? 3. So then 3 is power 2. So what the value will come? 9, and return to the data variables. We are returning, so 9, and this returning it will come to the here. Okay, so square what will come? 9. So all the types of functions, now all the combinations, all the 4 combinations of Python I already explained. If you have any doubt later also, when you will watch this session and in the recorded form, that times also you can ask the doubts, students, right? Now come to the flow of execution. What is flow of execution? Flow of execution means how system will follow the instruction in the functions. Follow the instruction. Follow the sequential order of statements. Sequential order means follow just like a sequence wise. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. It will follow the sequence. Now order of appearance from top to bottom means it will start from top, then afterwards it will go to the down. Not it will start from down. Okay, it will start from top. How? We will see. Look at here. Not this example. Wait, I will show you here. See, starts from top, but whenever def is written, okay, so then it will come to the here, right? Because def means user defined functions. Here we are defining the functions, so systems will start first from here, but whenever def command it will see, then it will come to the check, then come to the here first line. So here first line is in the A, then afterwards print command, and the print command whenever square, that function's name is there, so then it will come to the now here, right? So it will follow the instruction and top to bottom. Start executing the instruction in a program from the first statement. I already told that. Start executing the instruction in the program means it will check from the starting only, it will get it okay. Then see, look at here in this example, sum. I call the function name first, right? Then afterwards I define. So systems without checking here, what is that sum did not get it. Okay, it is because it will take from the first statement. So this is the first statement and this is the function calling. Okay, so functions calling, before that no program, nothing else also. That is why it will generate to the error. Name sum is not defined, right? Name sum is not defined. Did you mean sum? This sum means what? Addition, right? So that is why we are first write the functions, then afterwards we are calling to the function's name. Okay, so first we are, this is, that is why function is called subprogram. What is that? Subprogram. So now in the second example you can check that. Here I define it, means this is our subprogram. In the first slide I already explained that. What is that sum? Sum is the function is subprogram, right? So this subprogram, then afterwards what will do it? Then come to this is called main program. From here, this is called main program. So now in the main program, so it will start the execution from here. 7 5 sum a comma b, a value is 7, b value is 5. It will come to the like this only. Then 7 plus 5, it will come to the 12. Clear? So flow of execution, you understand, it will follow to the sequential order, and order of appearance means sequential order. Which type of order? Top to the bottom. Top to the bottom it will come. Then it will start executing from the first statement, right? Now this is the last topic, scope of a variable. What is that? Scope of a variable. So variable has two scopes. Which one? Local scope, global scope. What is variable scope? First we will see. Variable means what? It is a particular piece of code. What is that? Particular piece of code or a data value. Particular piece of, sometimes we will store just like in the full functions, functions calling, we storing like that. Otherwise in the one particular value we can store it. Can be accessed in the program. We can access in the program, right? In the variable. So what is variable? It is a particular piece of code, otherwise data value. So local scope means we will define inside of the functions. Remember that. Inside of the function. Global scope, we can use it inside plus outside, both places. Okay, and where we will define outside of the function. Outside of the functions or block, we will define it and we can use it both places, inside also, outside also. Okay, define in main program. This is called main program. Okay, and define inside of the function only. Which one? Local scope means in the local area, just like local minister, you know that in your district, right? Yeah, in your state also we can say that. In your state minister are there, right? Then one is central level minister, just like our central minister. Okay, so central level minister can handle, even they can see all the states also. Okay, right? Just like our finance minister. But in the state finance minister, only calculation and only can maintain to the which one? State level only. So every state has a different problems. Okay, according to that they can sort out, right? So here local scopes means just like a state only. In one states you can define it. Same things in the we can define inside of the functions only. We cannot use it outside of the function. That is why it's defined in the body of the functions. Okay. So inside of the function is called what? Just like this is function inside of the functions. Okay. So this is called body of the function. So where we will define it? In the local scope. That local scope means what? Scope means variable, local variable. Okay. Through the name you will not be confused. Local scope means local variable. They are talking about in the local variable. Okay. So see here x equal to 5. I have written in the first. Then def scope A. I call to the A. Then B equal to A plus 1 I have done. Return B. Then Y and Z I have written. Y, enter a number. Then Z equal to Y plus scope of X. I call to the scope of X. Means scope means what? It is the function's name, and X, this is the argument I am passing here. Then print the Z. Now tell me here, enter input a number. Which one? 9. So 9 I am passing here. Okay. And this one, so scope of X means this X, where it will go? Here. So then A value is what? 9. So A plus 1, B equal to A plus 1. So A plus 1 is what? 9 plus 1, it will come to the 10. So B value is 10. Return B. So return B means scope of X. So here what is the value will come? 10. Okay. And Y value is, what is that? Y plus scope of X we have done. Oh sorry, scope of X I have taken. So X value is 5. Y value is 9. Okay. Y value is 9. And X value is 5. So this X it will come to the here, but 9 it will not come. By mistake I told that in the 9 I thought that this one. Okay. No, Y is different and scope of X has given. So X is what? 5. So 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1, what is the value will come? 6. So B value is 6, right? So here I have written correct. Enter a number. This is 9. Now B equal to what is that? 6. So return B. So B value is 6. So scope of X is, what is the value? 6. So 9 plus Y plus scope of X. So 9 plus 6, what the value will come? 15. Now tell me that print Z. So print Z, what the value will generate it? 15. Now come to the, which one is global scope? Which one is the local scope? So global scope, I told that outside of the function. So outside of the functions, how many variables we call? X, Y, Z, right? X, Y, Z. So all are the X, Y, Z is the global scope. Now, which are the inside? A, B. So A, B are the local scope. Clear? Clear, student? I complete full topic. Okay, full unit, not topic, full unit. So if you have any doubt, so then you can ask. And whenever you will watch this session, that times also you can write in the comment section if you have any doubt. Then I think you don't have a doubt, because I have explained very well all the units. All the sorry, not all the units, all the topics, right? Unit is one, that is which one? Function. And this functions, one topic I already uploaded in the one short video, that is functions. So like this, here I explain in the full unit, but then also I will upload one by one topic also in this particular unit. According to your requirements, you can watch it. If you have any doubt, then you can ask it. Right, children? Thank you very much.